Hi everyone, it's Miranda at the Medicine Hat Public Library, and we are doing another craft today. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite craft we've done. It's so simple and easy, but I think it just looks so cute when it was finished. So we're doing mini sun catchers. So they're gonna look a little bit like this, and they look super cute in the window. We made two of them, hanging side by side. They look adorable. So I'm really excited to make them. So the supplies that you're going to need are pretty simple. You're gonna need vegetable oil or olive oil, some kind of oil. It's what's gonna make the paper fit so that when light hits it, it just looks cool. You're gonna need glue. You're gonna need a cotton ball to apply the oil. You're gonna need a mason jar lid. If you can get both pieces, that is helpful but not necessary. You're gonna need scissors, a piece of cord so that you can hang it afterwards. I also recommend laying something down so that you don't get too messy with the oil. And then you're also gonna need a coloring sheet. Well, you're gonna color it because you're gonna make your own design. So you can see from this sheet, this is where I got the different sun catchers from last time. So I already used twice, but I'm gonna use this corner up here for today's presentation. But you can use any coloring sheet or you can even draw your own design. I recommend using marker or pencil crayon for what we're gonna do, but from my understanding, just about any art material is fine. So once you get all those materials ready, oh, and a pen, we will get started. Okay, so first things first, what you're gonna do is draw a design on a piece of paper. You're gonna color in a coloring sheet. I'm not gonna do that because I've already done it in preparation of this video, but that's the first thing you're gonna do. And then you're just gonna flip it over. And this is why I recommend having both pieces of the mason jar lid, because this piece we already know fits in the frame perfectly. So it just makes it a little bit easier. So you're just going to put it onto the surface. Just gonna hold that up to make sure getting all the colored bits. And you're gonna trace it. And we are just gonna cut that out. And of course you don't have to use a mason jar lid. You can use any thing that you think would work as a frame for this. Mason jar lids just seem the most accessible and the easiest to use. So then you have your piece, it's gonna fit right in there. So I'll just show you that real quick. So it'll probably look close to that when it's done. But here is the one part that's different. You can't just stick it in colored because it's not gonna catch the light and look pretty. So what you need to use is, as I mentioned before, some kind of vegetable oil or olive oil. So I'm just gonna use olive oil today. And you're actually gonna put it on a cotton ball or something like that. It's because the cotton ball is gonna take up extra moisture, so you're not drenching your artwork, you're just kind of putting it on top of it. And I also, again, put something underneath it, and you're just gonna rub it all over it. And of course, if you wanna do a bigger design, you can find a bigger frame. We're just doing miniature sun catchers. And then once all of it is covered, color is gonna come off, it's fine. You're actually gonna have to wait for it to dry. So we'll probably just skip the 5 minutes that I recommend for drying time and get to the next part. Hopefully it's mostly dry by the time you get back. Mine is not completely dry, but let's film the rest of this video. So the next bit is easy too. You're gonna take some glue, you're gonna take your frame, and the reason again that I like the mason jar lids is because it already has this like bit in there to put the glue on. And you don't wanna put too much glue because it'll leak onto your artwork, but you're just gonna put the ring around the ring, nice and easy like. And then you want the outside, like the part you colored, to fit the outside of the ring. So you're just gonna pop that in there and be really careful with it so you don't smudge too much glue onto the front of it. Because as I learned with one of my previous creations for this craft, it's really hard to get the glue off. And of course, again, you're gonna have to wait for it to dry. Honestly, this craft is so fun. I think it was the coloring part that I really enjoyed. It's gonna look like that. And then here I have macrame cord, but you can get ribbon, any kind of cord you want, and you can knot it any way you want. So I'm just gonna do it real simple. And depending on where you wanna hang it will depend on how much string that you're gonna use. Then just tie the ends of it. And there you go. You made your own little sun catcher. So when you put it up in the window, you'll see how the oil makes the light reflect off it. It's really cool. Other than that, happy crafting and enjoy coloring. Thanks, guys.